What's going on, everybody? Spaceballs here. Welcome back to another Calibria Crystal Guardians video. Today, guys, we are on Astaroth's account. I think I just totally butchered his name, but you guys know how I am with names. I'm terrible, but that is okay. Today we're gonna be doing an account review. He's early game. I'm not early game. I shouldn't say early game. He's free to play. He's been playing about 3 months, and we're just gonna do our normal thing where we, put him in the right direction, fix up his monsters, switch his runes around, fix up his C12 team, his L12 team, and point him in the right direction for Lair. If he had the Lair monsters built, I would build his Lair team, but he doesn't. So let's get into the video so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Sorry there was no upload today, just I had some personal things going on, but we'll leave that for another time. So he does have Deo Lord, which is, he's one of the best. I would say he's up there because a lot of people don't realize that he has this here, which is the counterattack. Because most people actually use him for this one. And now if you are going to use him in Arena, Astaroth, you definitely want to use this because you said that you wanted to, have a good arena defense. You're definitely going to want to max this out because this is what his bread and butter is for Arena, this skill right here. So when an ally gets attacked and has less than 70% HP, he grants everybody, the whole team, I believe including himself, invincibility, increases their attack, and restores 50% of their energy. So this is really, probably one of the best passives in the game for Arena. So I'm not saying this is a bad passive. This is good for like your C12 team, your L12 team, because then you don't have to use a Druid. You could use him instead. But if you're going to use him in Arena, you definitely want to work on this passive down here. But just awesome that you have him because you're free to play and you've been playing for about 3 months. So, I mean, I feel like everybody gets at least one LD Nat 5 like early in the beginning, but then after you get your first one, getting your second or third is not as easy. So let's see what else you got. Okay, 7 speed, that she's way too slow. Athena should be a lot faster. A lot faster. You want her to move like first or second on the team, so we're definitely gonna have to make some adjustments to her. Yaksha is not too bad. She's okay. She looks good. Let's see what you... Just a broken set. Oh, no, not broken set. You got a defense set, a shield set, and a blessing set. So she's good. We can leave her alone. For where you are in the game, she's not bad. Her hit percentage is a little low, but if you run her with her lead, her hit percentage will be just fine. I didn't even check his actual stats. He's looking good, and he's on Berserk. No, he's not on Berserk. But he's still looking good. I'm not going to touch his runes. Just want to see what kind of, see 4 stars. And I always tell you guys, when you start playing Calibria Crystal Guardians, do not take your runes past level 12 unless they are 5 or 6 star. And if it's a 5 star, you want to make sure that it is amazing and it has all of the substats that you want on it. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get 3 months into the game and these runes are going to become useless to you. So it's just going to be a waste of Kyanite in the long run. And trust me, a lot of people do this. It's not like just like 1 or 2 people do it. And now they have a lot of stuff in the game where you can where it teaches you what to do and what not to do. Not necessarily for like rune upgrading, but just know unless it's a 6 star, really good rune, you don't want to take it past, level 12. You want to just keep it at level 12 because the only thing you're getting from it is the extra percentage. Like here, you're only getting the extra percentage in the HP. You're not getting any other stat, any other substat in the bottom once you take it past level 12. This one's not too bad, but even this one here, I would just, I mean, it is speed, but you still could have left this at level 12. I mean, getting him that extra 8 or 9 speed in the end is probably not going to be worth it. I understand why you maxed him out because he's an LD Nat 5, and of course you want him to have the best runes. I do get that. I understand that. Just trying to see, see like this one here. This is good. Like you just bring this up to level 12 and you leave it and it's perfect. So this one, it's a green rune, but you left it at level 12, so it's usable and there's nothing wrong with that. So pretty much all of these are green runes on her. Yeah, that's the problem here is this HP. I'm not sure what kind of runes you have in your box. Yeah, see, you're definitely gonna have to start. I can tell you right now, you're going to want to be farming C12, L12, and you're going to want to start building your Lair team. I'm not sure what kind of Lair team you have here. Alright, you got 2 Holy Swordsmans. And you got Bone King. You actually got 2 Bone Kings. So we're actually going to do some... I actually forgot. We're going to do some of his summons in a minute. We're going to see if we can't get him another Holy Swordsman. But if we can't, that is totally fine. Because you can just use 2 Bone Kings. Yeah, you can just use 2 Bone Kings. So you can do the normal front line, which is Golem. You can actually use your Dale Lord. You don't even have to use Druid. You can use your Dale Lord because he has the counterattack. So you can use him. So you can use Golem, Dale Lord, Jungle Heart. I don't know if you have one built. I don't see one here. I hope you have one in storage. Let's see if you have one in storage. And Una. Do you have an Una built? No, you don't have an Una built. I don't even think you have an Una. So what can we replace Una? We can replace Una with Succubus. That's fine. So you can use Succubus. But then you're going to have to ruin her for Lair. So that's going to be the only downfall with that. But you can definitely replace Una with Succubus. That's no problem. And you might pull them in the future, or you might... Oh, you do have an Una. So you can build the Una, or you can use a Succubus. I would recommend building the Una personally. But that is totally up to you. You have another Shaman. I don't see much 3 stars. You don't have many 3 stars, but that's okay. So let's finish going over your box here. And then we'll do the summons, and then I'll pause it. And I'll change everything around, and then we'll come back and we'll do some testing. But you are definitely ready to start building your Lair team 100%. And you just want to farm C12 and L12 on the side to get as many defense, HP, slot 6 and 4 as possible in the meantime. Windwalk is good. Druid's good. We might use Druid's runes on somebody else because you have Dale Lord, which is pretty much a better version of him, of the Druid. So you really don't need him as much as, you know, other players would use him because you have, you know, the best counterattack in the game. We got Fire Chicken here. Now the one thing I'm noticing here is like your crit rates, like your crit rate is so low and your speeds. Like even here, like if you're going to use Necromancer, you want him to be fast, like especially with the passive that he has. Yeah, see, like if you're going to use this passive, you want him to be super fast. So when he takes a turn, he's taking off as many debuffs as possible. So you definitely want him to be faster if you're going to use him. We might not ruin him up. We might just ruin up other stuff because you don't really need him. Believe it or not, Necromancer, you don't really need him. He's good for like Guild Wars and some arena stuff. But you really don't need him overall. Same thing with Celine. We need to speed her up a bit. Shaman's decent. He's on Agile. Good. He's good. 51, 59, 69. He's good at 170 speed. Medusa, I bet you she has a hit percentage here. Yeah, she has a hit percentage. We got to get rid of this hit percentage. You don't need to have her on a full Berserk. You can have her on a 4-piece Berserk with, you know, a secondary set, which will fix that in a minute. Princess, again, she's way too slow. Princess is like, you're going to use her for like strip and stuff for the second skill, which is a strip. So you want her to be way faster than 13 speed. Bone King. Now, thing with Bone King is this passive goes with crit damage. So 9% crit damage. You want way more crit damage on your Bone King, especially if you're going to start using him in Lair. You want to have as much crit damage on this man as possible. So we'll try to fix that as well. The thing is, like, fixing this stuff, we're going to have to de-rune a lot of stuff. So we're only going to be able to set you up like certain teams. And then once you build your Lair team, then you could take those runes and switch them over to your Lair team. Then you could start farming conflict runes. And then you could start getting everything on, you know, decent runes. Same thing here, way too slow. Especially the way his passive works. I don't know if you're using it, but most people use him for his passive here, which is at the start of his turn. He gives a shield on the ally with the lowest, HP. So 0 speed, you definitely want him to be faster. Now I understand you're free to play and you're only a month in, but I'm just telling you this stuff so you understand it as you go further in the game. Pistol Lord's not bad. Again, with the hit percentage slot 6, we're gonna try to get rid of that. Then we got Succubus. she fast? Yeah, she's fast. She's good. Succubus is good. You don't gotta do too much with her. Lynch, same thing. The crit damage is super low. I mean, you're probably just using him as your farmer, I think, so it doesn't really matter. You just, for your farmer, you just really want high attack. He's gonna one-shot everything anyways. That's fine. But again, you want to try to work on his crit damage. Same thing with your swordsman. He's way too slow, 15 speed. With his passive, you want him to be as fast as possible. Harpy's a little slow. She could be a little bit faster. I guess once you upgrade these runes. But again, I'm noticing you have a lot of green and rare runes. So you should be hitting C12 and L12 a lot more. Because if you're hitting C12 and L12, at the very least, you'll have 5-star blue runes. Like, at the very least. Instead of having 5-star green runes. So hitting, I'm not saying, C12 and L12 is the best thing in the world to farm and, you get all these crazy runes. But at the bare minimum, you're going to get 5-star blue runes, which is better than, common and magic runes. So that's why I say, like, just to do it on the side as you're farming up your Lair team. Cupid, you don't really need him where you are in the game, but he doesn't really have fantastic runes anyways. Resistance. I don't really like to run resistance or hit percentage slot 6 or crit rate slot 4. I try to stay away from that as much as possible. Now we got the monk. And a lot of people sleep on this monk. And this is honestly the first account that I've been on where I've seen the monk built. And a lot of people sleep on him. His A1 is actually really good. Attacks the enemy 2 times with the flaming stick. Each attack deals 75% of attack and damage. Next attack all enemies to deal 140% of attack and damage. So he's got like a single hit and an AoE all packed in his A1. So a lot of people sleep on the monk, but the monk is actually really good. So I'm actually happy you have him built. We can probably work him into maybe your Giants team. He's going to be weak in L12, but we'll see. Now I see you're working on your Dragoon. So you probably have to farm more of this. Yeah, more of your marks. So that's something else you should be working on as you're building your Lair team. Same thing with Archmage. Archmage is good everywhere. You can use him. We're not going to use him now because he's just not ready. He needs to be evolved and all of that stuff. And I don't know if you have his skills yet. You need to work on his skills. If you're going to use him in your speed teams, you want to use this one. I actually like this skill better personally. I know some people like this one, but I personally like the Blizzard better. We got the Ogre. Yeah, he's gonna need some good runes as well. We got Cleopatra. She's looking good. You got her fast. Agile again. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Okay, you do have an Uno working. Okay, that's good. You do have an Uno working. So you've been watching Spaceballs' videos. That's for sure, which is good. Got your Golem working, which is good. All right, good. So you got, yeah, and you got your Jungle Heart. So you're good. You're working on your Lair team. That's exactly what you should be doing. You're almost there. Just gotta, Jungle Heart doesn't really need to be 6-star necessarily. You could leave her at a 5-star. Play around with it, see what happens. So what you can do here is you can use 2 Holy Swordsmans and 2 Bone Kings. 2 Holy Swordsmans, 2 Bone Kings. Only problem is you're going to have to skill up your Bone Kings, but by the time you build the team, it should be okay anyways. So backline would be 2 Holy Swordsmen, 2 Bone Kings, and then the normal front line, which is Jungle Heart, Una, Deo Lord instead of Druid. And who's the other one? I always forget the last one. We say Una and Golem, and the Golem. So that would be a perfect front line for you. Okay, so let's do some of these summons. Does he have enough space? 67. We're just going to do the 30 Mystics just for fun. And we'll do the Legendary just for fun, just see if we can get them. The Genie is the monster of the week, or should we say the monster of the day, because they've been changing these every day. And once the Monkey King comes around, I think we're going to try to go for that. I'm not sure. I still haven't made up my mind on that, but we'll see. We will definitely see. But here goes nothing. The other day I did 110 pull and I got a nat 5. So let's see if we can do the same for astaroth. I think I'm butchering his name. I'm sorry if I am, but I'm trying my best. Staroth? I think it's a Staroth. I hope everybody's having a good week so far. It is Monday morning for, well, it's actually Tuesday morning for me. I'm going to be putting up 2 videos today, and then Wednesday morning we are going to be doing the random giveaway. So make sure you're liking and commenting on all the videos to be a part of that. That's good. We got you a wolf, because you can actually use this wolf instead of the Bone King if you want. Instead of building the second Bone King, you can use Shadow Wolf in place, and he's a lot easier to skill up than it's going to be to skill up 2 Bone Kings, because the Bone King, you really need his passive maxed out for him to be effective. So it's actually very good that we got you a wolf there. Well, let's get him in Nat 5. Let's get him. I know it's only 30, but hey, let's get him in Nat 5. That would be awesome. Centaur. I think he's got plenty of centaurs. Jungle Heart's good, so you can have the skill ups. And oh, actually perfect. And you got a Cyberus. So you can actually build this guy. This guy's amazing. You guys know that he's in my Lair team, my chaotic Lair team. So you can actually build him or the wolf. It's totally up to you. If you don't want to use 2 Bone Kings, you can use one of these wolves and they will work perfectly. So that is totally up to you. That is your decision. Let's get him in Nat 5. Nat 5. He's missing so many Nat 5s too. So like so many. Druid. Definitely doesn't need the Druid because he's got Theolord. But we got you some more Cyberses. Cerberus. I'm probably saying that wrong. You guys are going to rip me up in the comments as always, but that's okay. I know it makes you smile. My luck with legendaries is terrible, but hey, let's see what we can do here. I would love to get him a Holy Swordsman. Be great. The one time we want a Holy Swordsman, we don't get him, but that's okay. At least we got you those wolves. So again, if you don't want to use the second Bone King, just build one of those wolves and you'll be just fine. Just do your wish, and then we're going to pause it. I'm going to make some changes. Then we'll be back, and we're going to do some C12 runs and some L12 runs, and just get him going in the right direction so he can farm those on the side, get some better runes, and get himself into the Lair so he can start building his Lair team. And that's pretty much it. So I'll be right back, guys. And poof, we're back. Okay, guys, I did the best I could on this one. The thing I'm noticing with this account is there's really not many runes, and the runes that are here. And the one issue that I've noticed is like you're kind of just throwing runes on things. Like here, like the crit damage rune. Here, like the resistance rune. Like, why would you ever put a resistance rune on a damage dealer? Crit rate, that's okay early game, but I just feel like you're kind of just throwing runes on things. Like same here, like Una would never get a crit damage rune. She's not a damage dealer. She's a totally support monster, so that's not something you want to do. Like, you're better off not wasting your Kali Knight, like upgrading these runes, and just sticking to your main team. Like I just did, like just stick to, you know, your C12 team or your L12 team or your Lair team or whatever team it is. You just want to stick to that team and try to get, you know, the best runes on that team, and then upgrade those runes as you go. And as you take off those runes, you put those runes on other monsters. This way you're always, you know, recycling good runes instead of kind of like just like tossing runes on monsters just so they have runes, if that makes sense. Like, and most of the time you want to run, for your DPS, you want to run attack, crit damage, attack, not attack, attack, attack. I mean, early game it is okay, but it's going to be very hard for you to deal damage, like when you have very low crit rate and very low crit damage. Again, it's not a big deal. I'm just trying to help you by letting you know, like, you know, what you're doing wrong. I couldn't do much. I did my best. I really did, but we're just really lacking runes, because like most of the runes you have are hit percentage slot 6 and attack slot 4. So I did the best I could. I think we're gonna be able to at least be able to run you a C12 and an L12 team. As you can see, Selena, I got her much faster. She's at 173 speed now, so that should be good for her. I don't know why her crit damage is so high. I didn't even realize that she has a crit damage slot. So like this stuff you don't want to do. You definitely don't want to like because Celine is not going to deal damage. Like she only hits with her A1 and it's only a single hit. So like she's not going to do damage. So like putting a crit damage rune on her and upgrading it is not good. I didn't even notice that. Because I only took off the 2 blessing runes. So we got to try to fix this. I'm looking at the crit damage. I'm like, why is the crit damage so high? There we go. Spaceballs, epic fail. There's our epic fail for the video. We always have an epic fail. I know you guys laughed. I don't think we have better though. Guys, I really don't think we have better. There's just really not much I can do here. Let's see if I can find an agile rune on something else. It's just like there's not much you could do when the runes aren't there. Like when the runes aren't there, there's just not much I could do. I mean, I could try my best. All right, we might have to take Cleo's because you're not using Cleo right now. So you can always switch this rune back and forth from Cleo. Since you're not using her, we're gonna take that. You could probably use that defense rune on something else as well too. But what you really want to try to do is just stick to the teams that you're using and not so much just throw runes on stuff and just, you know, kind of go with it just so it has a rune. So just remember, when you're runing supports, you want to be speed slot 2, HP or defense slot 4, HP or defense slot 6, and that pretty much goes for all support, tanks, assists for the most part. Depending on what you're doing, you might run a tankier support. So you'll do like a defense or HP slot 2, but that's very, here or there. You're probably not going to do that too much. So you pretty much want to stick to the rule of thumb of speed, HP defense, and, HP or defense on slot 4 or 6, or HP or defense depending on what, the monster base is. So if it's defense based, you might be better off going with defense. And same thing with HP if it's tank based. It really all depends what you're trying to do at the time. I mean, for now, okay, so 170, so she's still at 173 speed, but much better. She looks a lot better. She got a lot of HP. Defense is a little low, but that's okay. At least she's usable. And now you can take this set and switch this onto any support that you're using. So now if you want to use Cleo, you can take this set, move it over to Cleo, and so forth and so forth. If you want to use the Druid, same thing. You can take the set, move it over to the Druid. And this is what I'm talking about by like making, good sets that you can switch over as you go. So like if you're not using Celine, you could take the set and put it on something else. And that's kind of what I mean when I'm saying, make one set at a time instead of just throwing, a bunch of runes on all of your monsters and, not, paying attention to what the slot 2, 4, and 6 is, because that's the most important thing. And the same thing with Necromancer. If you want to use Necromancer, just take the set and throw it over to Necromancer. So let's see if we can get you a successful C12 team here. You can put Athena on the team. Shaman, Medusa. We got rid of Medusa's slot 6 hit percentage because you're gonna run her as the leader, so she'll have all the hit percentage that she's gonna need. Let's do some test runs. Yeah, if I was you right now, I would be sticking to C12 and building my Lair team. That's what I would be doing. I know you said you wanted to, you wanted like an arena team. Don't worry about arena right now. Put a 1 monster defense in your arena and just farm your totems. You're not ready for arena, so don't kill yourself trying to like grind arena, because you want to focus on building your Lair team, grinding some runes on the side, and making as many 6 stars as possible. So pretty much grinding out your growth plan, and by doing that, you'll be making 6 stars, farming some C12, and building your Lair team all at once. So just don't worry about arena right now. Just put a 1 monster defense and you're good to go. So let's see what we can do here. Oh, he's actually got a hit percentage lead too, 50%. So that's even better. So with that being said, you really don't need to worry about hit percentage slot 6 at all. Now as far as Shaman goes, I noticed you had this one. We might be better off going with this one. We'll try to run him like this because you have it maxed out. So we'll try like this for now, but this might be better in the long run because this is the one that does more damage, just so you know. So you might want to skill this one up in the future. It'll only take you 2 Devil Mons to do it. If you switch this up to where Soul Recall is, just take you 2 Devilmons. Here we go. I know you guys smiled. 2 skill cats, and you will be good to go. At least now I can catch myself when I'm doing it. Now I'm getting to the point where when I say Devilmon, I'm like, no, it's not Devilmon, it's skill cat. Dummy. This team is not going to be the fastest team in the world. I'm not sure if we should go with the Lynch. Maybe we can move the Lynch. I just didn't want to touch the Lynch because I know the Lynch is your farmer. So I didn't want to like move his runes around. But I was thinking we could put the Lynch runes on the Garuda. But we're going to leave that alone because your Lynch is fully skilled up. So we're going to try to run the Lynch. It's definitely going to be a slower team. Or we can actually do the Abyss Lord. And maybe Yaksha. Now this is going to be a slower team, but I think this team is going to be good. And you're free to play anyway, so it's not like you're filling your energy all the time and stuff like that. Let's try this. Let's try to see how it works. I just want to get you a successful team so you can do this stuff on the side. I'm not saying farm this day and night, but just try to get some basic rune sets because the account is definitely lacking runes. So you definitely want to address that. So that would be the first thing I would say is to address the rune situation. Work on your Lair team because that's going to help you as well because you'll start getting conflict runes. And once you start getting conflict runes, you will be good to go. And I did not check Yaksha's skills. They look like they're the right ones, but I got to check after this to make sure. I think this team is going to be good, especially with the counter. I got to check Abyss Lord skills as well. Again, it's not going to be the fastest team, but you're free to play. So speed doesn't really matter because you're not buying gem refills. You know, you're not doing this 100 times a day. So it's okay that if it takes a little bit of time, as long as it's under 3 minutes. I would say as long as it's under 3 minutes, totally fine. But this team looks like it's going to be good. You got shields. We got burns. We got burn spread. We got poisons. We got control. We got shaman resetting cooldowns. Actually looks like it's working very well. The only thing is if you're going to run L12, we're going to have to switch. You're going to need a strip for the dragon, maybe. So if you can't control the tower, you're going to have to switch Deo Lord to Druid, which is fine. So you can just take Deo Lord's runes, put them over to the Druid. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. So let's say you spend 1 day in C12. The next day you go into L12. You just take the runes from Deo Lord or from whoever you want to take out of this team. I would say either Shaman or Deo Lord. And then you just take those runes and you move them over to your Druid. Even though this team looks like it's going to fail, it's not going to fail because you have so much burns and HP stuff up. HP burns and poisons up that it's not going to fail. You're going to take damage, of course. But remember, these runes are not powered up or anything. Resistance, oof. I'm going to keep it, but you probably don't want to waste your Kalinite on that rune. Just want to check a few things here. We want him to have the strip. No, we don't want count. We want strip, so he strips the attack buff as much as possible. That's good for him. And again, you want to try to change this hit percentage as soon as possible. You want to change this to defense. So you want defense, defense, defense. Yeah, you want triple defense on your Abyss Lord. You do not need all this hit percentage because you're running the 50% hit percentage lead. And if it's not Deo Lord, it'll be Medusa. So you definitely want to get rid of this as soon as possible. So either get like a focus one or put him on a broken set because you don't even need this focus set on him, to be honest with you. I'm actually going to see real quick if I can fix him. All right, she's good. She's got HP. She's got the burn. I actually like... I don't like the... Which one do I like on her? I think I like her passive. I'm pretty sure I used this one. Pretty sure that's the one I use. I'm going to try it like that. I'm going to try to fix the Abyss Lord really fast. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back because I don't know how long this is going to take. And this video is already going over 30 minutes. So I'll be right back. And poof, we're back. Okay. So what I did was, I don't think you're going to be using Celine for too much of anything. The only thing you would really be using her for is Vapor. And I don't think you're quite ready for that. So what I did was I put the runes on the Druid. So this way you have a team for L12 and C12. So you can switch out Deo Lord. You're gonna run the same team in L12. You're just gonna switch out Deo Lord for Druid, and you're gonna use Medusa as the lead instead of Deo Lord. So pretty much be the same thing. But my main goal here is to make sure you have a pretty much a 99% C12 team, because I really feel like that's where you should be right now as you're building your Lair team, so you can get into Lair as soon as possible. So we did fix the Abyss Lord. This is a green rune, but it's not bad. It's not terrible. It's better than a hit percentage. It's got defense, resistance, attack, and speed. I feel like, hey, it's good enough. It does the job, and it puts him at 100% accuracy. I'm pretty sure Shaman is another one that has, yeah, he has a resistance. Again, you want to switch this to, you have HP, so you want to switch this to defense as soon as possible. So this is why I feel like you should be, and this one too, you want to switch this to speed. He's actually got pretty decent speed, but you actually eventually want to switch this to a speed slot too as well. Speed's not bad though, considering, because he has really high base speed, so it's actually really easy to ruin your Shaman. But in the future, I would switch this to speed, and then switch this to HP or defense in the future. So that's why I say like to focus on C12 right now, because you really want to work on these rune sets. Oh, and I didn't notice this neither. Another epic fail, Spaceballs. You actually want to use this one because this is an AoE, and it's an AoE poison and an AoE slow. So this is much better for runs. I understand why people use this, but this is only a single target hit. Yeah, attack within the enemy. Yeah, this is only a single target hit, so you definitely want to be using this. Don't feel bad that you wasted skill cats. Not a big deal, but I would definitely use this one. Even though it's not skilled up, I would still use this one because it is an AoE slow. So let's make sure we check everything. It's one of my biggest issues. I do so many account reviews. It's just sometimes I feel like I checked something when I didn't, and that's one of my biggest epic fails. I do that stuff all the time. But I think this team should be good. I think this team should be golden, and you should be good to go. Hoping, no. This is like pretty much the same team that I used when I first started playing for the most part. I didn't have Yaksha right away. It took me like probably like 3 or 4 weeks to get her. But I had Abyss Lord. I didn't have Deo Lord, of course. I used Druid in place, and then I used Medusa as the lead. But I did have Shaman. I did have Medusa. I did have Abyss Lord. So I pretty much used, and I used Arcanist in place of Yaksha, which is just as good for this team. So if anybody's trying to build this team and you don't have Yaksha, you can replace Yaksha with Arcanist just as fine. I wonder why we took so much damage there. We might actually be better off running the Druid. We'll see what happens. But you might be, if this team fails on you, you might be better off running the Druid with the heal instead of Deo Lord. But we'll find out. We'll do both runs and see which one is better. Because you don't have a heal on this team, that's the problem. So once you take damage, that's it. There's no way of healing yourself. So if something dies here, like on the mini boss, you're gonna be in bad shape. So if you see that's happening to you, I would just switch Deo Lord for Druid, which I put runes on him, so he's good to go, and just put Medusa as the lead, and it should be fine after that. But I mean, this team is working as long as you get enough burns and poisons up here before you get to the 50% threshold. You should be fine. Because your Deo Lord should stay alive no matter what happens. He should be able to take the damage. So as long as it looks like this, by the time he gets to 50%, which you have enough accuracy, so it should be fine. This team should really work great for you. Because even here, most of everything's gonna, yeah, you should be fine. Because if you have the defense buff up, nothing even died there, so you still have a full team. Again, like I don't have time to do like millions of runs, so like when you get back on the account and you're running the account and it's failing, or if it fails a lot, which I don't think it's going to, but if it does, just switch the Druid in there and you should be good to go. And same thing with L12. I'm gonna keep, nah, this rune is terrible. I can't keep this rune. It's just a terrible rune. It's like runes like that, you just don't want to keep them. Just get rid of them. It's not worth like just keeping that and just to throw it on somebody. It's just not worth it, because in the end, you're just going to end up with a bunch of runes that you don't want. You're not even running. You haven't even been running L12. So yeah, I really feel like you should just be sticking to this. Again, this team is going to work fine for L12 as well when you're ready. I just feel like this is where you should be. Right now, you should be focused on, we'll go over it one more time. You should be focused on farming C12 on the side, grinding your growth plan, grinding 6 stars for your Lair team. This way you can get into Lair as soon as possible. The sooner you get into Lair, the better. So this way you can start farming conflict runes, getting those conflict runes, and then get all of your monsters on conflict runes, and you'll be killing this content. No problem. For you, I'm actually going to come back really soon. I'm going to give you like 3 or 4 weeks to farm some runes up and get your Lair team built, and I will come back and we will go over this stuff again, and I will try to, get your Lair team in order and see where you are. But I showed you how to, how to run L12. I gave you a C12 team. We fixed your monsters as best we could for the runes that you have on the account. I mean, but other than that, the only other thing you can do here is just keep grinding. Try to get as many summons as you can so you can do some more summons. Not that you really need them, only if you want to build like the wolves. But I really think you should use Cyberus in your Lair team instead of the second Bone King. That's just my opinion. But it's totally up to you at the end of the day. It's your account. But if you do use the 2 Bone Kings, when you eventually build your, your super speed Lair team, whatever you want to call it, those 2 Bone Kings will come in handy. But I feel like where you are, you shouldn't be worrying about that right now. You should just be worrying about getting your Lair team up and running and just running as much C12 as you can on the side. But this team looks like it's going to be fantastic. You got your attack down. We got poison. We got so much debuffs. But I feel like this is a great beginner team for you to run. I just want to see it pass one more time, and then we're going to wrap this one up. I hope you guys enjoy the long videos, guys. Let me know in the comments if you do. I don't know if we're going to pass this one. See, because if Daolord doesn't have up his... The issue is if Daolord doesn't have up his defense buff, we are in trouble. Yeah, see, we're in trouble. The only other thing I can think of... Because the Shaman has the attack down. Dusa has the control. Don't think we really need Yaksha on this team. Eventually, once you get your runes upgraded, you can go back to the Yaksha. I'm just trying to get you a team that is 100% reliable for you, so you don't have to worry about failing. But as you upgrade your runes, you can use the team that I just showed you. But I just want to show you teams that are that are 100% reliable. I feel like this one is going to be 100% reliable, even though it has a double counterattack, which is not necessary, but that's fine. You can even maybe run the Druid on something else, like his silence skill or something like that. But I still think the team is going to work just fine with or without the Yaksha. The Yaksha is just good because she, extends everything just in case you miss, like, the Petrify or something, or the Speed Slow. She, moves that to everybody, but it's okay. I don't think it's necessary. I think this team is going to be better because you have with the Druid on the team, you have a full team heal. So I feel like that's going to, and you have a second defense buff. So the only reason you were even dying in with the last team is because Daolord wasn't keeping up the defense buff as much as needed. So the giant would hit you, and without the defense buff, he's going to kill your whole team. And it just really comes down to rune quality. So once you get the rune quality up, these teams will work beautiful. And this is the reason why I don't want to put you in L12 quite yet, because I feel like you should really work on your agile sets. But I think this should do it. I think this is going to do it. I know we said we're going to wrap it up the last one, but I can't leave. Like, I don't like to leave until I feel like, they have a team that is solid. Like, I don't like to leave you guys hanging. So I want to make sure you have a team that's going to work and not fail. I'm pretty sure this is going to do it. It's looking good. It's looking good. Good thing we ran it one more time, just to give you a safe thing. Because I feel like you're better off having a safe team for now. And then with the Druid, also with the Druid, you get 2 strips here. Because if your Abyss Lord was if his passive was, more maxed out, it would be better because then he would strip that more often. But now you have a backup strip with the Druid. So see, the attack buff is gone now, and that's another issue. You don't want to get hit when he has that attack buff up because he's going to do even more damage. See, he took it off again, which is good. And that's what we want here. We want the attack down, and we want his attack buff off. So this team looks like it's working a lot better. I think this is what I'm going to recommend you sticking with for now until you start upgrading your runes. And as you upgrade your runes, you can put Yaksha back in the team. Or you can even switch. Maybe in the future, you can even take out Deolord and put Medusa as lead and Yaksha. But I don't think so right now because as you can see, it's just safer to have the Druid in there. I would just leave the team like this. And I think you should be good for the next couple of weeks of just, you know, farming out your rune sets, building your Lair team. Don't worry about arena right now. Just put a 1 monster defense and just make sure you're using your arena tokens as much as possible so you can start upgrading your totems. Let's just see what you're doing in the arena real fast. Yeah, so you're already doing the 1 monster defense, which is really smart. And you just want to work on your totems. Good, you're already working on your totems. So just keep doing that as far as arena goes. Don't worry about arena right now. That's the last thing you want to worry about. And let's just check what you're doing in Vapor. Yeah, same thing with Vapor. Just pretty much you're doing the right thing. Just go as high as you can for now. It's just going to come down to rune quality, and we will get you in the Lair as soon as possible. Make sure you're doing your Thanos. Yes, you are. That's good. How you doing with the Yuki? 17 out of 100. Believe it or not, Fwa already unlocked his Yuki. That's amazing. I'm sure Blackie Bear did too already because he has like 12 attacks. So with that many attacks, you're gonna be prone to opening it much faster. And yet, make sure you do this too. The first couple, like the first 10 stages are really, really simple. You see, like this is really easy stuff. So make sure you do this too. It's just free gems. As a free-to-play player, everything helps. Every little bit helps. But that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this one. Thank you so much, Astaroth, for letting us review your account. I promise you, for you, I will come back in like 3 to 4 weeks, and I will help you get your Lair team in order. So just start building your Lair team. We went over everything in the video. If you guys are not a part of the random giveaway, make sure you're liking, you're subbed, and you're commenting to be a part of that. But as always, guys, thank you so much for the support. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Spaceballs out. Peace.